Welcome to the Zen Zone. Zen Lee here on one of the most underrated wheels of all time, in my opinion. I feel like it has been totally kind of, I wouldn't say overlooked, because it's completely sold out in most places. And I don't know that you could find it to buy anywhere anymore because it's been replaced by something, you know, more hip, more higher voltage, more trendy. It's kind of been replaced and overlooked. But I still think it's one of the best electric unicycles of all time. It's completely transformed the game. I feel like it has gotten some podiums. I know it's gotten a first place podium. It beat some really good 134 volt wheels. I'm curious if any of you guys could guess what I'm riding at this point in the video. What wheel am I riding? Leave a comment below before I tell you, before I let you know. Man, it's probably gonna be in the thumbnail, so it will probably, you probably know. All right, it is the Sherman S, a 100 volt wheel. Let's take a look at the one I'm riding. Why am I riding the Sherman S? The Sherman S. Because of this wonderful tire it has. Now, this tire may look familiar to you guys. The Shinko 244, but this is not the Shinko 244. This is a TNT copy of the Shinko 244, and it is absolutely amazing. I'm doing more of a pavement test. We already know this tire rips off-road in almost all circumstances. I'm kind of doing like an agility test out here at the F1 circuit to see if it's just as good. Stability, off-roading, high speed. I'm not gonna do the high speed test yet because I don't have my protections on. But man, the stability and the agility of this knobby tire is amazing. Like, I don't think it could be a racing tire on the asphalt circuits, but on like just your, man, it feels amazing. This tire, it corners really well. There's not much of a dip to it. It rounds out really well. So yes, I'm loving this tire. I'm gonna be testing it for a bit and let you guys know what I think. So we had 2 accidents recently. I have the video for one from the EUC crash group. Trish broke her wrist. It was like, I think, her second hour on the wheel, something like this, and she broke her wrist and hit the back of her head. Hitting the back of your head, I've done it many times. My first EUC crash, I basically hit the back of my head. I was wearing a crappy Razor helmet that was like 20 euro because I didn't have money to buy good gear, and I didn't really understand the importance of gear then. But I had this cheap $20, $30 helmet, Razor helmet, and I was doing some off-roading, and the wheel, I was on my 84 volt Nikola, it sunk into the ground and it flung me back, and I hit the back of my head and I was concussed for like a week. And that is when I bought a better helmet. I learned, I got some MIPS, and then I still only had the half face helmet, and then I upgraded to the TSG. And all right, so let's check out where we are now. This is more of an off-road setting, really rocky, and it can just mow over everything. I feel like the Sherman, first I want to talk about those crashes. Trish broke her wrist and concussed herself, and James Bird, he broke his shoulder. Guys, these are 2 new riders that I wish there was some way to prevent the injuries. With Trish, she was in a garage, she was in a safe place, she just wasn't wearing a helmet or wrist guards, which aren't super necessary in the beginning if you're like holding on to things. But man, the smaller wheels, learning on a smaller wheels, one of the danger of learning on a smaller wheels is they're more like squirrely. And that's what happened to her. The squirreliness of it got to her, and she didn't have the muscle memory to deal with that squirreliness yet. And she flung herself backwards and hit the back of her head without a helmet on and broke her wrist. It happens so quick, guys. These things are a superpower. They are the best vehicle ever made for fun. It's the most fun you can have on any vehicle, in my opinion. I've tried many different vehicles, motorcycles and, you know, cars. This is the most fun you could have. The most free experience you could have is on an electric unicycle. I was trying to think of tips for Trish, you know, besides wearing your helmet and your safety gear when you're learning, which is very important. But like, besides that, what tips could have prevented that crash from happening? If you're learning on a squirrely wheel, you need to make sure you have some stable grips somewhere around you, something like a fence or something that's really easy to grab hold of. if you watch my video on how to learn on a heavy EUC, I would recommend doing those exercises and building as much muscle memory as possible before you actually even really try to mount and drive the wheel. Like really build up the muscles before you engage in and trying to ride it like this, you know, like trying to use your whole body to ride. Oh, that's kind of a cool spot. Just kind of riding around exploring. I love how you can just like take bike trails and go exploring. I love this, the adventure, the freedom. The freedom of an electric unicycle where you can just ride around and explore. Hey, what's that over there? And you can pretty much get into anywhere. You can avoid congestion. Micromobility, man. I want to have a whole discussion about micromobility because I feel like micromobility is the future. And if you talk micromobility, this electric unicycle, the Sherman S, and like all electric unicycles, are the ultimate form of micromobility. It doesn't get pound for pound in terms of micromobility. Nothing is more powerful than the electric unicycle. So the three things I think for Trish: safety gear, obviously. Maybe even, guys, you don't, unless a small wheel is what you're going to be riding, I think it's better to start on a bigger, more stable wheel and take your time building up the muscles and doing things correctly and then trying to ride. Also, something I think that could have happened, the smaller wheel with the squirreliness on pavement, like that was like it was in her garage that this took place, and the garage is a lot smoother. It doesn't have as much traction, so that's another thing. Being a new rider, you're not used to the different surfaces and how those different surfaces feel in your leg muscles and in your feet. You don't know how to compensate. Like a lot of the stuff good EUC riders do, we don't really know how to express exactly what it is we're doing because it's just happening instinctually after, you know, thousands of miles of riding. You learn the different surfaces, you know what's dangerous, and that still doesn't mean that you still can't get hurt. Like, so regarding James Bird, he broke his shoulder a few days in. He said it wasn't as cool as my, you know, breaking my shoulder on the race. He just hit a cone. But yeah, you could be a totally new rider. You don't have to be an advanced rider in a race to break a bone. It's super easy. We saw 2 instances today. James Bird broke his shoulder and Trish broke her wrist. Both new riders, guys. Like, and that's what I want to prevent more than anything is these new riders and all riders. I don't want any rider to get hurt because I've been hurt so many times, and it's the worst when you can't ride, man. Like when you're inside just watching videos and you could be outside. Look at how beautiful it is here, you know? Like if I had to stay inside right now because I had an injury, which I kind of do, my shoulder is still bothering me, and I got another injury on my neck now from I don't even know what. But yeah, the idea is, you know, to be outside, riding your wheel, enjoying life, having fun, not dealing with the pain and healing process of an injury. But if you do get an injury, you can always come back stronger if you really believe that and do the right exercises, which I'm doing now. Had a commenter recommend me doing dead hangs, which is really helping, just doing some hangs. That is really helping with my shoulder. Let's take a look around here at this pier. Pretty beautiful. Nice boats. And lots of nice boats. I've never actually been on a nice boat. In Hawaii once, we went shark diving. So I posted on Facebook about, you know, these helmets, and I recommended that you don't need a full DOT helmet if you're going less than 30 miles per hour, and that provoked a lot of people. I thought it was a pretty safe thing to say, you know, under 30 miles an hour. This helmet, or the TSG, pretty much any full face helmet under 30 miles per hour, in my opinion, would be pretty good. The caveat to that is if you're a heavier rider. I feel like the heavier riders, when they wear like a TSG and they crash, that extra weight, they have more weights for the impact, so they hit the ground a lot harder, and that could destroy a helmet. I've hit this helmet a few times, you know, not like a crash, but I bonged it a few times, and I've had absolutely no problems with it. All right, so I think we're coming up on some police. Hopefully I'm okay to do this. There's an ambulance or something up here. Anyways, about the helmet, all right? Visibility is super important. I've been working on some concepts for like my own Zenly type of helmet where I want it to be able to be DOT certified and still keep this vision. Most motorcycle helmets are made for people that ride motorcycles. They have bigger chins that like come up to like almost above your nose. So your visibility is like this. I'm missing out on, and the peripheral too. It doesn't seem like they go as far. Let's go inside here. Ooh, pretty nice. Pretty nice. So yeah, the motorcycle helmets, they have like smaller visibility peripherally and down. Now, when you're riding a motorcycle, you don't need to see your screen on your EUC because you're riding a motorcycle and there's the speeds are on your speedometer. You don't need to look down. Your speedometer would be right here, not like right here. Now, you shouldn't really be looking down at your speed while you're riding, but we all do, right? The screen is there. I want to see my speed at certain times, so I'm looking down. Now, if I have a motorcycle down, you have to look down a lot more. For me, with this helmet, I can just kind of dip my head a little bit and see my speed. And also peripherally. So the question is, yes, you're getting all that extra protection, but if you're crashing more because you have less visibility, then you need that extra protection. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I would rather not crash and have medium level protection versus be crashing a lot because I can't freaking see and maybe even hurting others. As you can see in these two videos, it was from a lack of visibility. Now both were female riders. I'll probably cut that out of the video, but that the lack of visibility in the motorcycle helmets could be disastrous. So make sure you add a mirror, make sure you have good neck strength for looking around, because a lot of I guess you could call them RoboCop riders, they're like just looking straight ahead and they have small visibility, so you can't ride next to them. You have to be really careful. Let's take a closer look at this Sherman S, the most underrated electric unicycle. This belongs to Avatar, and he has the new TNT tire on it, as mentioned, the Grizzly pads, and I think these are the nylon off pedals with this amazing seat. This wheel has been over many thousands of kilometers and is still holding up. That's the thing about buying a lead per Kim. It's a long term. Like this Sherman S will still be good 5-10 years from now, maybe, depending on how the batteries hold up and how many miles you put on it. But the lead per Kim wheels are built to last. And the power of this wheel, man, the power of the Sherman S. Now, it's no Sherman L, it's no Lynx, but the power of this wheel is above any, in my opinion, any other 100 volt wheel. It is insane how much power, how much torque they were able to get into this wheel. Now the price, $4,000. I think it's still, like if you were to find one new, it's gonna be about $4,000. E-Wheels is sold out of them, so I don't even know where you would get this in the US. I think One Ride has a few in stock, but it's becoming more difficult to find them because most people, you know, if it's $4,000 to buy this new, and the Sherman L has a bigger battery, is the same weight, and is only 500 more, it's a tough sell. And also the Lynx is the same price as this wheel, so it's a tough sell as well. You have two options there, one's 500 more, one's the same price, and both have better specs except for the range. But this wheel, if you find it used or something like that, it could be an amazing wheel for you. I love this wheel, man. The Sherman S is one of my favorite wheels. It's in my top 5. Still, if I was traveling somewhere and I only had this wheel, I would be totally happy because it goes 50 miles an hour. 50 miles per hour is faster than most people need to go. Even if you're racing like off-road with this tire, it was a beast. I actually used somebody's Sherman S at the, was it Shredfest or Oak City Shredfest? He let me borrow a Sherman S for like a few laps, and I was loving it, man. I was loving it. I don't have that footage, but man, I was loving it. And I even told him I think I could get a podium with this wheel, more so than my Master at the time. Because the Sherman S, man, it is more powerful than a lot of 134 volt wheels. I've showed videos in the past proving that. And this wheel is just, I could gush over it for hours, man. Like the kickstand's perfect. The build quality is perfect as it can get. So if you find one of these used for a good price, I would, oh, look at all these fishes. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna see if you guys can see all these little fishes. Let's see, let's zoom in right there. Boom, they're right here. Oh, you can't see them. Oh, yeah, you can, right there. Oh, the little fishies. Okay, so a quick recap of this video. Talked about a few different topics. I kind of want to start doing that where I show clips of people getting hurt. And as a community, if you guys have anything to add on how to prevent these or recommendations on gear or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment below, leave a like. Let's help push out safety a little bit more. If you are a content creator or you are thinking about becoming a content creator, please start making videos. If you are a good rider and you have been really good with your protection and not getting hurt, please make videos teaching us the way. If you've been hurt, teach us the way how to prevent. So we really need more content creators pushing safety. We really need you guys to make videos. Guys, become a content creator. I know it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort, but something as simple as this is getting your phone. I'm just holding my phone. I got the DJI mic, which is not too expensive. And you can go out and make some videos talking about your experiences, how you got hurt, what you would do differently, or anything like that. It would be super helpful for the community. If you need help getting started, let me know. If you ever have any questions about what I'm using, you know, I got my X4 here. Probably get some shots with the X4. Strangely enough, I'm actually thinking about making a video about this, but I think the X3 is actually better than the X4. Me and Psycho were both noticing that. We're like, what the heck? The Cervantes. You guys want to hop on the Cervantes? Saavedra? That looks like a sweet boat. Like old style boat. I love it. Lots of cool boats here in Valencia. Lots of cool boats. I've heard boats are like one of the worst investments you can do, but it would be pretty cool to have a boat. Like if you just had tons of money, have a boat. Keep a wheel on there just in case you want to sail somewhere. Let's go to Ibiza, sail to Ibiza, you know, on a boat, and you have your wheel with you. Micromobility, man, you can put it in your plane, you can put it in your boats, yeah, you can put it in your car easy. So yeah, I really love electric unicycles. Let me know if you guys like electric unicycles. Let me know. Oh yeah, we're still on the recap. So this new Olders helmet I think is amazing. I recommend it for like under 30 miles per hour. I'm actually gonna get a DOT helmet here soon for the next high-speed race. Just a cheap one just to have for those type of races. I can't find a DOT helmet that doesn't make me look like freaking bulbous head because I'm super skinny, and I put on that big round helmet and it just looks funny on me in videos. And this one looks pretty good in videos in my opinion. It has all the visibility. I love having visibility. All right guys, I think we've covered everything. I'll be testing the Sherman S. If you have any questions about this tire or the Sherman S, let me know in the comments below. Appreciate your love. Thank you again, Donovan Wirt, for the super chat, and EUC me for the super chat. You guys totally canceled out any negativity I was feeling. Boosted me up with the super chat. For those that don't know, super chat's like you leave a comment with some money attached to it. And so yeah, I got some money from the super chats. Thank you guys. So maybe I get a few negative comments, but if the positive comments with money attached to them, that way outweighs any negative comments. So thank you guys, Donovan Wirt and EUC me. You guys made my day in my last videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, stay in the Zen zone.